Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to a kind of a random last minute style of live stream. So in this particular live stream I'm going to be going through as I do every so often, my updated pre-order list. So anything that I currently have on pre-order. Yeah, that's basically it. It's kind of fairly straightforward. I do these maybe quarterly, so I decided I was going to do one today before the Hope Show tomorrow. So let's see what people we have in here. Let me get background music going. Background music is good. Let me know if the audio and visual is coming through okay. Let me know if you're watching, where you're from, what you're doing, what's the weather like, what you recently picked up, what you recently got in, what you're waiting for, all of the above. Now, where's my banners? Where's my banners? So if you're watching now and you like the content, make sure you like the live stream, engage in the live chat, and of course, yeah, subscribe and maybe become a channel member. If you look at the live chat, the first comment, as usual, is a pinned comment, and that pinned comment is basically a link if you want to become a channel member. There's two different tiers. There's one tier, the Troopers tier is $2.99 a month, and the Commanders tier is $5.99 a month, and they both have various different levels of kind of different perks. Kind of like priority reply to comments and priority reply to comments on live streams. Also, you got emojis next to your name. If you're the Commanders tier, you get your name, or your YouTube handle, should I say, displayed at the end of all the content. So that's the pre-order previews, the reviews, the unboxings, the live stream, and such like that. And yeah, you get access to giveaways like this. So I suppose we'll start off by explaining there's a big channel member giveaway which will take place on the Hope Show. That's the weekly Monday night live stream where we discuss 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, TV, pop culture, and all the above. It's for channel members, so it doesn't matter if you're a trooper or you're a commander. There will be multiple giveaways, and that'll be on Monday the 21st of October. So not this Monday, not tomorrow. It's Monday the 21st of October. So if you want to be eligible to participate in that giveaway, just become a channel member by following that link. Shout out to the existing troopers and commanders and channel members, very much appreciated. So I want to kind of return some of that in the shape of the giveaways. I will explain now in this live stream what the giveaway is and what what's up for grabs. Also, folks, I just want to acknowledge something there. While super chats are appreciated, no guarantee that I'll actually read them out. So if I deem them suitable and appropriate, I will, and if I don't, I won't. So again, just want to give you that heads up, but very much appreciated if you've done that in the past. And yeah. Right, so who do we got in the house? We have Noble Young, always first, always first. Thank you very much for being here. We got X-Man Supreme, is a channel member and a longtime supporter of the channel and a diehard Wolverine fan. Now, why is Jen Zezus the only one without glowy eyes in the thumbnail? No. I'm going to check my thumbnail. You're making me doubt myself now, Dave. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean there. Because he's the Listen Al Gaib, and he doesn't need that. But yeah, thanks very much for being here and pointing that out. So, X-Men Supreme, saying hello to Mike. We got Draw the Line. Thanks very much for being here. Mike Vale with exclamation marks. No, actually, with question marks. I actually question if this is actually the real Mike. How's my weekend been so far? My weekend's been good. because the local cinema here does this really simple but cool thing. Usually around September, they bring back the 80s. So they go back to like old movies from the 80s, and you get a chance to see them in the cinema again if you saw them in the cinema when you're in the 80s, or just to see these great movies on the big screen when you maybe didn't get to see them. For example, on Friday night, I got to see The Terminator in the cinema, which a movie I've been watching my entire life, well, what feels like my entire life, because it was released in 1984. I was born in 83. I've seen it, obviously, multiple hundreds of times, I think, at this stage. TV, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, streaming services, you name it. Never got to see it in the cinema. So I got to see that on Friday night, which is pretty damn epic, and it was a great experience to see one of the greatest movies ever made, definitely one of my favorite movies, in the big screen. And of course, last year I got to meet some stars from that particular movie. I got to meet Linda Hamilton, who plays Sarah Connor, and I got to meet Michael Biehn, who's actually not only Kyle Reese, but he's in the Aliens movie as well, another one of my favorite movies. So that was pretty cool. Apart from that, it was basically content, getting back into it, making videos, making shorts. I actually got a Deadpool short which hit 12,000 views over the weekend, which is making it the most successful short I've ever done. It's funny, you put like hours into a review, recording it, getting the figure, posing it up, cutting it and editing it, and you might get like a few hundred views. Maybe if it's a particularly desirable figure and you get it quick enough, you might get 1,000 views and so on. But you do a 15-second short with bye from NSYNC over it, with your Deadpool pose and a dancing pose, and you get like, I don't know, 70 subs out of it. The mind boggles, but look, that's the game we're playing. But anyway, yeah. So weekend's been good, and apart from that, it's been pretty much exercise, content, and life admin and housework, which had to be done, stuff in the garden. So yeah, just wanted to hop on here and go through my pre-orders because I hadn't done it in a while, and of course the whole show will be tomorrow. Okay, so you're having a lazy weekend, good stuff, going over your own PO lists. Let us know what you're excited about. You got a car, congratulations, Ash Chase. That is a big that's a big deal. We got Christian Lopez, what's up? Latest pickup is a custom Michael Myers mask. Interesting, good stuff. I got a custom battle damage Toby Spider-Man in, looks fantastic. Now I just need to build my diorama for him from the end of the first movie. Cool. I actually sold Toby last week. You know, if you've been following the channel, you know Tom Holland's my Spider-Man. I think they're the better movies, but I get it that Toby has a loyal fan base, we'll say. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I just put 3 Star Wars figures back in their boxes so I can display my new Deluxe 89 Batman. Good stuff. How is that? The Terminator, it can't be too bad if I've seen every Terminator movie aside from the first one, right? Nah, can't be at all. Alright, so let's just take a look at some kind of... We got 20 people watching live. Hopefully more people will join in. Let's take us through some basics. So if you're... This channel now has grown to 3,636 subscribers. I didn't think I'd get past 100 when I first started it off. Obviously there's some major milestones along the way, like 1,000 and 2,000. So I think we're working our way towards 4,000. Be nice to hit 4,000 before that giveaway, but that might be a bit ambitious. I mean, well, then again, it's 2 months away. Yeah, could happen. But yeah, so thank you very much if you're watching now and you are subscribed. If you're not, please hit the subscribe button. Members, so shout out to the 2 different tiers. So we got the Troopers tier and we got the Commanders tier. Shout out to the Troopers. Our newest member is Yomo, Danny Spotchka, Howard Potts, Kenneth Jacobson, H. Silver Fox, Jose G. Hernandez, Brian Wong, The Ben Thomas Show, we will always have 800 Ben, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Thrawn's Office, and Ryan Smith. Some of them are not only channel members, but they're usually weekly panel members on the Hope Show every Monday night at 8 p.m. my time, Greenwich Mean Time. Be 3 p.m. New York time or East Coast, and I believe midday on the West Coast. Yeah. So they are, yeah, the Troopers, and of course the Commanders get their YouTube handles displayed at the end of all the content, unboxings, reviews, pre-order previews, and live streams. So I'll show you. We're going to give them a shout out and show you how we do that. Okay, so new videos on the channel. I did these are two actually long form videos. They're both around the 45-minute mark, I believe. Couch Pool, Hot Toys Summer Highlights. So basically, after returning after 9 weeks, the first video I did was this, where I just got to talk about all the things that I was interested in that actually released, or should I say, released or dropped over the summer. So announcements or releases over the summer. So that was just a video highlighting them. I did a special on, this is about 45 minutes long, on the Deadpool and Wolverine lives line so far. So the deluxe yellow and blue Hugh Jackman Wolverine, the deluxe Deadpool with the gold guns, the TVA jacket version of Wolverine, Lady Pool, Kid Pool, and of course Dog Pool and Baby Pool and all that stuff. Head Pool were all mentioned as well, and just went through them. Yeah, so those two videos are live now. The giveaway stream. Okay, so the giveaway is for channel members, and it will take place in the Hope Show on Monday, the 21st of October. So we're talking, I suppose, about maybe, I don't know, 6-7 weeks away. I think it'd be, yeah, about thereabouts, about 7 weeks ago. Maybe a bit more. So there's going to be prizes, and all you got to do if you want to be entered into this, you have to be a channel member at the time of the giveaway. So preferably kind of join before, so I can get you set up. You can join on the night as well if you want. The giveaways, there's going to be four really, I suppose. Four. I might, we'll just say three at the moment, and I'll explain so far. So they've been donated, very, very kindly donated or sponsored by companies that I buy products from. So the third giveaway, so this will be like, we're going to tier it up, but the Fusion Reactors, a very, very talented gentleman called Hendra, Fusion Reactors on Instagram, so it's at Fusion_Reactors. If you see behind me, I've got a Mark 6 and an Iron Man Mark 1, and of course they're continuously lit up with the little dummy batteries. So this Instagram Fusion Reactors, based in Australia, I believe, they specialize in making these kits that they're basically USB kits that they light up your Iron Man. Because you know, if you've ever gone through the trouble of fitting those tiny batteries into an Iron Man, that's an ordeal. It's very, very hard unless you've got like tiny little fingers. It's very, very frustrating. It's time consuming, and then when you turn them all on and put the panels on, and then they die after 10 minutes. They're not that bright, but these allows you to just connect them up once. I would equate installing the Fusion Reactors as difficult as installing the batteries, maybe a bit easier because you're dealing with one dummy battery instead of three tiny things. But once you get them in there, they're done, and they're USB powered, and you can just operate them then with a smart, you know, like an app, or this USB powered, a smart plug. So kindly, they have donated a Mark III 2.0 light up kit. So the Mark III behind me, I actually got onto them. I've ordered for myself a light up kit for the Mech Test Tony there, because that's pretty much going to be there forever, for a long time anyway. It's there for the long term. This Mech Test Tony 2.0 from Iron Man 1, and of course the Mark III 2.0 from Iron Man 1, and I want to get them lit up, so I ordered two kits for myself, of course paid for them, and he donated then to the giveaway a Mark III 2.0 light up kit. So if you have the Mark III, this is one of the things that the giveaway, one of the prizes that'll be on offer. And then also an LED saber. So he donated one of those. It's kind of like, they're not CCFLs. He does them. I think he does them at LED instead of CCFL. So I'm probably going to split them up into two different prizes. It depends how I feel. On the night, I might give them away as one, or I might split them up into two. The next thing we're going to give away, the Luke light. If you look at my cabinets behind me, they are custom made lights by a company called the Luke Light. They have a website, they have an Instagram at the Luke Light, and they do like custom lighting for the IKEA Detolfs, which I had before and they're fantastic, or the IKEA Blaladin, which I have behind me. I've got 7 Blaladins, 7 sets of these, and the brackets so that they angle the light perfectly down on the figures from like a 45-degree angle. And they're all, again, USB powered, and you can operate them with like a smart plug or something like that. They've kindly donated $168 store credit, and their logic was that, well, not that they had to explain themselves, it was an incredibly kind offer. Their logic was that $168 is enough to kit out 2 Detolfs with the Luke lights and the brackets, and I believe shipping as well, but you have to check that yourself. So how that'll work is, if you're the channel member that wins this, I have to pass on your email address, and then they credit your account and stuff like that. And finally, last but not least, the biggest prize, I suppose the most expensive prize here, Lion Rock Toys, the company that I buy 90% of my stuff from. I still use buy sell trade groups. I still use adverts.ie. From time to time I'll use eBay. I have bought off Jeremy Casa twice, I think now. Twice. That's how I got the Deadpool with the gold guns off. But typically when I price around, but Lion Rock offer me better prices, and that's why I review for them. So yeah, they have kindly donated a brand new inbox TMS 070 Axe Wolves from The Mandalorian. So I think they're 3 pretty decent prizes. So if you want to if you want to be in with a chance of winning any of those prizes in the giveaway, just become a member and be a member on the 21st of October. All right, so let's switch over here. I'm going to check the chat before we start. I got a lot to get through. I got about 15 pre-orders, various different things. I'm going to address some of the chat here. 25 people in the chat. Hit that like button, please. Let us know where you are. So who do we have? Ash Chase still pinching. Is your first car, Ash? That's a pretty good day. You're talking about the 89 Batman. So X-Men Supreme says, I like him a lot. The suit has its issues. I've seen the texture, but on the shelf, not bad. I do wish the wiring and the cape were stronger. I actually have that one on pre-order. It's one of the ones I'm going to touch on. And it's a Jackson shoe cape that I have the Jackson shoe cape in hand, because I just don't rate Hot Toys capes. I think they make bad capes, or average capes at best. But yeah, I've heard the Moon Knight one is supposed to be pretty damn incredible, but I don't own Moon Knight and more than likely never will. But yeah, that Jackson shoe. The thing is, Jackson shoe though, I went for the drape cape. That's the look I want. I just want them posed straight up and down. I'm not going to pose them in anything crazy. Maybe holding the grappling gun, or that kind of what's the name of the thing he uses in the kind of zipline type thing he uses in to escape the museum scene. Yeah, because I think that's pretty damn cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the base. What's the base like, X-Men? It looks pretty good in the reviews anyway. Focus, you got to figure out a way for us to subscribe more than once. Well, channel membership would be helpful, but obviously not obligated to. But yeah, well, you could always set up a bunch of dummy counts, but I appreciate the sentiment. Just paid off 6 pre-orders. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's good when you have that stuff paid off. My only complaint about it is that the hands weren't weathered and stick out in the figure. Oh, I think that was I think he's still talking about the 89. I haven't owned a car since I lost it. You lost it 4 years ago. Wow, was it an accident or was it robbed? We got Thalia Meyer in here as well. Yeah, I have an order to put in with fusion reactors now that I have the figures. What are you looking to get off them? What needs to be lit up? Let us know. Mark Mitchell, hello everyone, channel member. Thanks very much, Mark. Aha, the man with the blue wrench has arrived. Our very own James Bond. Royal Mail and the Irish Customs hates Ian and Shane. Let's see your pre-orders. They do. They really do. The Moon Knight cape is sick. I don't know how they pulled that off as well as they did when the rest of their capes are always being crapped on. Yeah, they can, kind of like ending. They do good when they put in the effort. Sometimes they just phone it in. Kyle Goodwin, I'm most excited about 89 Batmobile from Jazz Inc. That's a good thing to be excited about. Yeah, I was actually, Yoast actually offered me one of the early kind of review ones. I still have it, like, the only thing is it would be shipping from Asia, and I'm on a payment plan, and I kind of want it to be shipped from the Netherlands within the EU just in case I get stung with import charges, because I'm working off payment plan and I've already paid the VAT 23%, which is included in the payment plan. I mean, the piece is $1,500, but I have to pay VAT, which is 23%, and then whatever import or customs or whatever. So if it's within the EU, I shouldn't get stung for that bit. So I had to unfortunately decline, but he said he can ship one from the Netherlands the end of September. I'm happy enough to wait on that. Yeah, so I think I think J Brother Cousins has one coming in, and Mafia as well. So looking forward to seeing their reviews. No doubt they'll do a great job. Mark Attack. Good Sunday, everyone. How are you doing? The diorama for the Batman is cool. Of course, I can't use the gargoyle. The detail. Yeah. I won't fit that into the Blaladin. I think they could have called. I think we need to start a campaign. Why didn't IKEA call these things behind the Focus? Just call it the IKEA Focus. Like, what a cool name! Like, I mean, I'm totally biased, but like, you can focus on one figure, and you can pronounce it properly. It didn't need to be called the Blaliden. I believe that's how it's pronounced, the Blaliden. So someone who speaks Swedish hit me up and said, "Yep, it's the Blaliden." Okay. X-Man saying, we're going to get started now. 1/6 figure focus. I have the Mark 85 armorized Deadpool. I have the Mark 85 kit, the battle damage one. Yeah, it looks incredible. It's just really, really cool. Armorized Deadpool, Moon Knight, and Mr. Knight. Yeah, you've got things to be lit up. Okay. First car was a Daewoo second, and second was a Holden Commodore. My first car was a Mitsubishi Colt. One of the old versions, kind of sporty looking versions. I actually really liked it. But the engine packed it in. Yeah, let us know. Actually, that's a good question. Right, so let us know your first car. What was your first car, if you can remember? Everyone remembers their first car. Right, so I'm going to switch to banners here. Warning, this live stream contains copious amounts of enabling FOMO and hype. Watching this may result in pre-ordering, loss of funds, and significant other. Okay, you've been warned, folks. The stuff here, I'm a bit tired today, but I'm still going to be pretty damn excited about a lot of this stuff because it's just basically pre-orders. I wouldn't have pre-ordered them if I wasn't excited about them. So some of this stuff hasn't been released, and you're talking like, you know, it's new stuff that just was announced that it won't be released for another year, 18 months. Some of the stuff is on the cusp of being released, and some of the stuff has been released. I just don't have it in hand yet. So yeah, I suppose without further ado, let's go. So this is the Kenobi Vader, obviously. I'm not going to spend too long on each figure, like some will spend more than others. I just think this looks incredible. The only thing about this is I didn't have a Vader, and I figured, you know what, I'll order the deluxe version of this because I can pose it up without the battle damage and it would pass for a regular Vader. I know that's not screen accurate if you're putting in an original trilogy effect, but there are subtle differences. Of course, I will notice them if I put them all next to each other. Like if I put the A New Hope next to the Return Empire, next to the Return of the Jedi, next to the Rogue One, next to this, I'd notice little subtle differences. But essentially when I see it, especially if it has a nice CCFL, I'm going to see Darth Vader. So I went for the deluxe here so I could pose it with this, with some OT, or I could pose it battle damaged. And the only problem is I could not resist that Return of the Jedi 40th. Original trilogy has the Sebastian, I always have to pause to get it right, the Sebastian Shaw head sculpt, because otherwise I'll say Sebastian Stan, because he has, you know, similar name and he has also been linked to Star Wars. So with this here, from the reviews, it just looks like an incredible Vader, but I'm going to have to pose it with the broken helmet. Now, I gotta say, I think if I was to go back, given that the Kenobi show didn't blow me away, well, it definitely had strong parts. It definitely had strong parts. The scenes with Vader were great. Like the scenes, like all the scenes with Vader, really, like the final battle. I think that, you know, the dialogue was quite good in it. The action, for the most part, was quite good in it. You know, wasn't the best lightsaber battles I'd seen. It was cinematic in terms of a very dark, rocky environment. It was just the two of them. Of course, the beautiful scenery was illuminated then with the blue lightsaber of Kenobi and the red lightsaber of Vader. I thought there was a good classic line delivery there, and there was a lot of emotion in Hayden's performance. The show as a whole, not great. Better than The Acolyte. definitely enjoyed it more than the Acolyte. That's not even a competition. More so than I enjoyed it more than Book of Boba Fett, and I enjoyed it more than Ahsoka. But like, there was still some terrible decisions made in it. So overall, like, it wasn't a show that I'd be like, oh, you have to see this. But it definitely had strong parts. I loved the bit when he was pulling down that kind of rebel blockade runner. I think it was. I can't remember the name of the ship, but he used the Force to drag it down. The fight between him and Reva was pretty cool. But I mean, I know in the future, it's a terrible thing. I'm just being really honest about it. That like, this figure is incredible, but I know that the Return of the Jedi next to it, if I had to choose between one of them, I am never going to choose this over Return of the Jedi. Like, never. Like, just because the Return of the Jedi movie is far better than the Kenobi show will ever be. Still though, I am looking forward to getting this hand. I don't have a Vader, but I am looking forward to the Return of the Jedi one more so. But I need to get a CCFL for this. In fairness, what can I say about this that hasn't been said before? I love that it has just one rolling eye. I think that's pretty cool. I love the scarring and the paintwork on the face here. I think they've done a great job. I think it translated for the most part from proto to product. I think maybe it softened slightly. I don't even think it did, to be honest. I think that's just something people say. I think this one they did well, very good on. I just love the fact that it has the battle damage look. Although a lot of people would probably like want to ditch this for the heavily battle damage one, but I don't have any interest in the heavy battle damage one because it's simply, well, what's it from? Like my collecting journey is rooted in my love of film, my love of TV shows. I'm not a gamer. I am not heavily into comics or anything like that. I don't need a mythos version of anything really. But yeah, still looking forward to this. I think they've done a good job on it. There's not too much I can say about this. This has to be. I like the base. Really like the base. I think this is from the quarter scale. But like, look, I am going to pose this in the middle of my OT there. I know people will be like sickened because of that, but yeah, it's going to be there until the Return of the Jedi 40th replaces. So look, I am looking forward to this, but I'm looking forward to the Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Deluxe better. Okay, getting controversial already. I wonder is Ian in the chat. Alright, let's just take a look at the chat before I get started. I think I saw Ian in the chat. The IKEA film. No, the Focus is what we want to call it. First car, a Mercury Sable. I don't know what it was. The car was broke down as often as it was working. Yeah, sounds like a proper first car. A 1987 Buick Skyhawk. That sounds cool. You got it in 1996 when you're 16, so you're an 80s kid. You were born in 1980? That sounds pretty damn cool. Was it as cool as its name? Okay, so let's take a look at this. I don't even know where I'm at with this. Like, all of these pre-orders, I either have them... the Kenobi one's fully paid off. It's in transit. Actually, side note, there's a few things in transit. I've got the Kenobi Vader that we just spoke about. It's in transit. It's on its way. I've got the tracking. Also, the free figure, like that Lion Rock Toys have donated for the channel member giveaway, TMS 070 Axe Woes, that's in transit. Like, extremely generous. And oh yeah, my Inart Joker head, the replacement head, finally I'm getting that from Lion Rock, so they sorted that out. Like, and I don't think Inart were that helpful on that, but yeah, it's there. I've got a headless Joker here, so that's en route. And my Modu cases. Just to be clear, I'm not getting rid of the IKEA Focuses here. I'm still keeping the Leadens. I love the display behind me. But my riser, I've never been 100% on. It's doing the job, but I think it can do better. So again, killing two birds with one stone, getting a more reliable riser. Basically, two Modu cases, which will also double as display cases for vehicles, which we're going to talk about one of them. I have an order, which is the Jazz Inc. 89. And of course, the tumbler I have in the next room, which I'm not going to unbox it until I have somewhere to put it in. So I'll be removing the riser here, building the Modu cases, replacing that riser. I've measured, and the whole display is going to go up about 20 centimeters, so you should be able to see a lot more behind me in the stream, which would be kind of cool as well. And the riser is going to come out a small bit, so I'm going to have to... I got a bit of work to do, but I'm looking forward to it. So this guy here, what stemmed that tangent is that all of the figures here, they're not only just on pre-order, some of them I fully paid off, Some of them I just have deposits. And there's one or two that I haven't put the deposit down, but I've told Line Rock, look, I'm going to commit to getting one of them. So it's probably going to end up with I asked them, like, just let me know if there's the full all-in package with the rooted Bruce and Pattinson Batman and the Signal. But I've just kind of said, look, if there's a cancellation, let me know. But realistically, the only thing I'm interested in is the rooted single Batman. I think the only Bruce Wayne I really would like is if Inart end up doing the kind of DX19 style Batsuit, their version. They said they were, and a Bruce Wayne. I don't know. We don't know what Inart are at the moment. They do this every so often. They release something, and then the early batches come out and they start trickling out really slowly, and then there's radio silence for months, and then they'll announce something and we get hyped again, like a Joker or an Inart Superman or a Dune, and they look incredible and I can't wait to get them, but they're undeniably slow. Like, you have to be honest, they are undeniably slow. And we're seeing people like already just cancel stuff, and they're undeniably slow. But I gotta say, I think from what I've seen, their figures have been better than their Hot Toys counterparts so far. I do think that this is better than the Hot Toys version from what I've seen, just an opinion. There's no comparison for Gandalf. I think the Pennywise is better. And the Joker, we have to wait and see. But from what I've seen, that head sculpt that was on the Imposter Joker, the Hot Toys one, while their rooted hair is better than what they've done previously, as in the Hot Toys rooted hair and the Imposter Joker looks better than what they've done previously, it still is a bit poofy. And I'm not sure about the expression on the Hot Toys one. But look, I really like the Inart one, so I won't be chasing that. So there could be a bit of bias there, but anyway, let's take a look at this. I think this looks incredible. I think the hair is great. I know again, I'm going to flick through this really quickly because we spoke about these a lot, but I think they've nailed the likeness of Robert Pattinson. I really, really like the kind of like a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow thing he's got going on. The rolling eyeballs obviously give it a more expression. It's good to have the mascara there because that's the first time we saw that in a live action Batman movie. I think they have that kind of sweaty, wet look hair done very well. I mean, the initial photos of this weren't great. I mean, if I was to critique this a little bit, I think the hair maybe looks a little too wide, but I'm splitting hairs, no pun intended. But the rest of it, I just think this is an incredible figure. I could also argue maybe the head looks a little bit small, but he is in kind of armor as well, so there's that. Just think this looks incredible. I'm looking forward to getting that in, but again, when that will be, no one knows. This was released ages ago. Well, it's a soft release. They released it in like say some YouTubers got it, some kind of Asian influencers or YouTubers got it, some Western ones got it, and then it just looks incredible though. But they've started kind of trickling out, and people are getting their invoices, so hopefully I won't be waiting too long. I think Lion Rock said theirs is coming within the next month, so I am looking forward to it because I do like, as much as like I really like this movie. It's not for me. It's not Dark Knight level, but it's just a step under it, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fresh take on Batman as well. There was things about this which were very different than anything we'd seen before, so it's great. I just love the way like if comics do this the whole time, like there's different artists, different illustrators, different writers, and their take on Iron Man is not going to be the same as another team's take on Iron Man. Their take on Batman is not going to be the same as another take on Batman. Like, so I love the base in this simple magnetic base. I love it. No crotch grabber. It's not the most elaborate base. It's just really simple. It's classy. It's elegant. I really like it, and I love this. Even posing it without the cape, but the cape actually, I think the cape is something I won't like. There just seems to be a lot of cape, and I think it's wired. They should have gone with a drape. I'm hoping Jackson. I know that they did a version of this. They did a short run of this, but I hope they do another run on this because I think I'm going to end up with a custom cape in this, which isn't cool. But you know, I'll have to mess around with it first. If I can get the cape to look good, I'll just keep it. I'll keep the cape. I'm going to keep the figure, but I'm really looking forward to this. All right, let's move on. I'm doing these in order that I have. Here now. There's a lot of hype coming here now. There's a lot of hype coming here. So this is something I'm really excited about. I think in the last year, the two videos or streams I did where I was most excited was when they announced this and when they announced the yellow and blue suit, Hugh Jackman Wolverine from the Deadpool and Wolverine. This I have actually half paid off. I got a really good price on this from Line Rock and paid half straight away. And I think I might actually pay off the next half there just to get it out of the way. But I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy is my favorite trilogy. Like the three movies I think are fantastic movies. I think Dark Knight Rises gets a lot of hate. I think its biggest crime is that it followed the Dark Knight. It was never going to live up to it. And a few minor gripes I have with it. Personally, like I thought, if I did just off the top of my head, I really didn't like, it's only a minor thing, I really didn't like the way Batman or Catwoman kissed Batman when they were both in the suit. I just thought that was stupid. I also didn't like how, even though Lucius Fox knew that Bruce Wayne was Batman and Batman was Bruce Wayne, when he spoke to him he put on the voice. It was like, he knows who you are. And I would have changed the ending. I would have done an Inception style ending. Instead of Alfred looking over and seeing Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle all happy families, I would have had him just, get his cup of coffee from the waiter, thank the waiter, stir the coffee, and just really zoom in on his face. And then as he goes to take a sup of the coffee and looks up towards the camera, he stops and he puts the coffee down, just stares directly towards the screen. And you know that he's seen something, but you don't know what he's seen, and then end it. That's a better end, in my opinion. Because then you can make up your own. You can kind of go, do you think he's alive or not? Because it was a bit too rounded. But again, does that mean it's a bad film? Absolutely not. I mean, the stock exchange scene, the entire, the fight between Batman and Bane, the entire, anything about Bane's performance, the voice, I love the voice, the costume design, the way he moved. I really liked the Bat. I thought it was really, really cool. Very science fiction. Morgan Freeman's performance. The stairwell scene with Bruce Wayne and Michael Caine just shows like Michael Caine and Bruce Wayne at their top tier. Very, very sad, gut-wrenching stuff. Any scene with the Batpod, I'm just a big fan of the Batpod, which I have here. And just the way he returned, like the way, say you do, out of nowhere, the Batpod there, I think the cop car is following. I didn't even mention actually Anne Hathaway's performance. The cop cars at the start, they're following Bane's gang on the motorbike, and out of nowhere they're in a tunnel and all the lights go off because of an EMP blast, and the Batpod just flies by. And the older cop says to the young cop, oh boy, you're in for a show tonight. I just love that vibe, as in like he's back and it was a big deal. Yeah, and of course, just Bane knows the start of the show. Okay, so the figure itself is on pre-order. It's definitely coming home. You've got like multiple different looks for this. I love that. You could pose him with this. To be honest, I don't think I'll use this coat. Maybe every so often I might do it, but I want to pose him either like this with the kind of tactical vest, or I just love figures with and costume designs or villains with like dusters or big trench coats, whether it's, and it doesn't have to be a villain, it can be like can be a hero as well, like Neo in the first Matrix with the long kind of black trench coat. Just a cool look, like it's just stylish, completely impractical, really stylish. This here, the coat that this guy has looks incredible. Deckard, the same, or even like the second Blade Runner, Ryan Gosling's long kind of coat as well. Doc Ock behind me. The new Han Solos that's announced. Figures with those long kind of, the Nightmare Batman, don't have it, but it still looks pretty cool. So yeah, and again, like, so they've updated the paint apps, so the likeness is better, the mask and the paint applications on the mask are better. The entire physique is now seamless. Bigger shoulders, bigger traps, bigger arms, seamless, no joints. He's just jacked the way he should be. So like this, I'd say this is gonna be a similar body to like the Peacemaker. Yeah, and I think just the tailoring's better. And I don't think they're using pleather for the jacket, because the 1.0, this jacket here, it did peel, I believe, and it was an issue. But yeah, lots to look forward to. So yeah, that's very, very cool as well. People are going to do that pose. You're going to see, I'd say like Zord is going to get his hand on this and absolutely go to town. Looking forward to it. So yeah, incredible. That is like, this and Wolverine, two figures I'm the most hyped about. So that's coming home. Quick check in on the chat. 1979. So you and the first Alien movies are the two best things to come out of 1979. The Seahawk, or the Seahawk. The Skyhawk was pretty cool. Until it went out in the blaze the year after I got it. Yeah. There'll be that. So, but you were alright. I'm also getting the DX28. The DX28 is the Kenobi one, isn't it? If my memory serves me correctly, it's the Kenobi Vader. Low key, Calvin, how are you doing, man? You good? Thanks for tuning in. We got 33 people watching live. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be considered for the giveaway on the 21st of October, make sure you're a channel member before then. And speaking of channel members, we got X-Men Supreme. Calvin, he's saying hello to Calvin. Is there still hope for a sequel? Haven't heard anything. Are you talking about the Batman? That's been greenlit. I do believe it's greenlit. So, Mark Attack, the movie, had one of the worst acted scenes ever. Marion, I can't pronounce that, dying scene always cracks me up. Yeah, I don't know, man. There are some awful movies with some awful acting, and while that one wouldn't be Oscar worthy, it wouldn't stand out to me as much as say other ones would. But yeah, fair enough. Cannot wait for Bane. Yeah, likewise. Tyria stoked for Bane too. Who's looking for figures from the Jared Leto Crow? I'm lost on this one. I've actually never seen the Brandon Lee Crow, so I don't know what you're talking about. I know there's just a new version coming out, and I think is that not the guy who played Pennywise? I didn't realize Jared Leto even played the Crow. I don't know. You have to fill me in on that. I don't know anything about it. You got Keith Lee here as well. Thanks very much for tuning in. 32 people watching live. Right, so C3PO. This one is literally just paid it off on Friday, so should be shipping during the week. Still waiting for them to put up for an R2D2. Because, you know, in a long enough timeline, everything gets 2.0'd. I don't want a R2D2 from the sequels, because the sequels are a dumpster fire, and I don't want that evil in my collection. I don't want an R2D2 from Attack of the Clones. I'm not the biggest prequel fan. I don't collect prequels. I want the OT branded one. I could go back and get the deluxe one, but I just think probably smarter just to wait. Because they're going to do this. Like, it's whether they brand it A New Hope or they brand it Return to Jedi or Empire. They can do what they want now, because like for the Return to Jedi 40th, they gave us two. It was this C3PO, which I'm hyped about, because like this just screams Star Wars, and I need the two of them together so I can pose them next to each other inside in the Bleeding. And maybe I lose patience and I just get that deluxe version of R2D2. It could happen if I find it for a good price, but to be honest, they're creeping up. I think they're in around the $500 mark. So yeah, but it's pretty cool. It comes with like everything in it, like a remote and stuff like that. It lights up, and I think it squeaks at you and all that. But yeah, these are going to be posed next to each other in the. I have them. The bottom row here is actually my OT display, and it's not because it's not like a hierarchy thing. It's because it's easy. A lot of them have like light up bases. So I bought two of those. Were they branded? Yeah, they were branded Return to Jedi Stormtroopers with the Death Star wall display. I bought two of them because I wanted. Well, the price was decent as well. I like troopers, even though I had the trooper, but I wanted those light up walls. So they're actually both lit up behind me, and so is the Bespin base as well. So a lot of the OT stuff, or a lot of Star Wars stuff, have really cool light up bases, and it's just easier for me to wire them if they're on the bottom shelf. So yeah, this is going to be posed right next to R2D2 whether I wait for an inevitable 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, whatever it is, or I return and just try to get the original Trilogy Deluxe. So this should be shipped on Monday. Looks incredible. It just looks like C3PO. There you got your man. Salacious Crumb, that's the one. Yeah, we see what they're doing. These are all going to be 2.0, I'd say. Is this the New Hope version? Ah, very cool. That looks vintage though. It's funny, like they're not bad figures. Like, the technology is so much better now with the rolling eyeballs function, the paint application, the sculpts, the artists in here, even the non-artists in here. But they kind of look a bit vintage, not just because these are figures from characters from a movie that came out in 1977, but 1977. But also that, like, some of the sculpts are a little dated. You can really see it on Leia's hair here. You can see it on. It's the kind of hair is the giveaway, obviously. Not just that it's sculpted, but that the sculpted is so much better now that Hot Toys are doing. But they just looks, this looks great though. This looks very, very cool. I'd say you'd nearly fit that in the DTOF if you were strategic about it. Yeah, so looking forward to C3PO, and move on to the next one. This one I should be getting this probably late September. I'm gonna do this quick. I don't have a DX09. The 1989 Batman was the first movie I ever remember really loving. I think I first saw it, I want to say when I was like 6. So this came out in 1989. I would have been 6 at Christmas 1989. I think I saw this. I didn't see it in the cinema. I think it was too dark. I'm pretty sure like parents must have rented it or something like that, but I saw it when I was really, really young, and it was the first movie that I was thinking like I just absolutely loved, and I don't think I'd be collecting if it wasn't for this movie. Got to see it last year actually in the cinema, kind of like the way I saw Terminator on Friday. The cinemas for Batman Day, it wasn't the same cinema, but it was a different one. The cinemas for Batman Day on the 21st September. I'm glad that's a thing now, because a lot of the cinemas are going back and they're showing the Dark Knight trilogy and they're showing the Batman, basically showing all the Batmans on the big screen. So I got to see the 1989 Batman for the first time in a cinema last year. And this year on the 21st, one of the local cinemas is showing the entire Dark Knight trilogy. So you can just buy tickets to all of them. You see one, then you've got like a 45-minute gap in between to get food or whatever, to get breath of fresh air or whatever, like, and then so I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be a good day spent seeing my favorite trilogy in the big screen again. I have seen a Dark Knight trilogy in the cinema multiple times, but still pretty cool. So this figure here, from what I've seen, I think the DX09 is actually better. The texturing on the suit is off-putting. Yes, it was in the prototype, but I think it's more pronounced on this. And again, I'm not making excuses. I have this on pre-order. I'm getting in hand. I'm gonna look at it. I do have a Jackson shoe cape, which I don't know if it's made from leather. It looks like leather, but I've seen other people with this Jackson shoe. It's the drape cape style E one that he makes specifically for this figure, and looks incredible. Looks definitely better than this stock cape, because this is average at best from what I've seen in photos and reviews. So the main things really, I've fixed the cape issue. The Jackson shoe custom drape cape E will fix the cape issue. But then it's not going to do anything for the texturing, but I'm going to cover up as most of that with the cape. And the mouth plates definitely don't look as much like Keaton from what I've seen. But I suppose you can manipulate the rolling eyes to try and get the look. I think I'm going to use this mouth plate. I know a lot of people like that looks pretty cool. I really don't like this cape though. And there is too much texturing on the cowl and the body. There's no question. It's not an excuse. It's right there in front. It was on the prototype. From what I understand, if you watch the 4K version of this movie, you can see slight texturing, but even then it's not to the same level as this. And realistically, like, I'd watched this movie so much, and what I'd noticed a tiny bit of texturing. It's not as extreme as this, and like it really is not noticeable. The suit was always smooth in my head, and it definitely doesn't look like this. So that is unfortunate. And it's not like, if people are kind of saying that like they're like just making an excuse and stuff, I don't think people are just calling it like they see it. It's a 2.0, you expect it better, and I don't know if it is. I'm sure when I throw the Jackson shoe cape on it and I select the right mouth plate and I have the eyes set the way I want and the pose dialed in, I'm sure I'll love it. I think they've done enough to get my money here. Worst case scenario, I don't like it and I work backwards and I keep the Jackson shoe cape and get the DX09, but they're still $500, and I'm not sure if the price differential is worth what you're going to get. And that is an old figure as well, and you could have cracking issues and peeling and God knows what. Now that looks good. That looks really good. And the cape I have should look better than that. So that's something. See, that's the thing is, sometimes it's just if you dial in that pose, position the eyes to where you want, select the right mouth plate, that there I think looks incredible. So that's something like that I want to do. And I have the base as well, which is pretty damn cool. This will probably be going into the module case next to the 89 Batmobile, to be fair. Might just stand it next to it, or might use that base down with the Joker or something like that. There's, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I am hyped about it. Like, I'm not, like, distraught about it. It's a first world problem. I just think it's a 2.0. They should have dialed down the texture and put a bit more effort into the mouth plates. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And the cape. Those three things, that's what they should have done. They should have improved the cape, improved the mouth plates for the likeness, and dial back on that texture, and then Bob's your uncle. It's still coming home, though. I think they've done enough to get me. This mouth plate's awful. I can see what they were doing with this. Yeah, you kind of have that Keaton smirk. I get that. I think this is a decent mouth plate, but I think I prefer the neutral one. Because this does look a bit goofy, and I know. Keaton had this kind of distinctive smirk. But if I go back, I think this one is my favorite photo, because that's like how I remember Batman. That kind of the stoic look. He only did the smirk when I briefly once or twice or whatever. This here, yeah, this is very cool. That duck face looks hilarious. Like, that's significantly better than that. I don't know what they're thinking with that. Really like this accessory because I really like that scene. Where does he get all these wonderful toys? Yeah, I think I've talked about this one enough. Looking forward to that. Now, related, something that I'm really looking forward to. Quick check on the chat. It's a bad scene, but a good film. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. That's fair. Like, yeah. Like, my critiques on the movie, that scene wasn't one of them, but now I hope now you haven't just absolutely ruined that scene for me. It was never a scene that I was particularly blown away by, but yeah, I accept that criticism there in it. He just looks very reminiscent of. Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah, no, I'm with you now. Yeah, cool. I don't like the term Mary Sue, but if it ever fit anything, it fits Ray. You're smart to wait, Shane. Wait for the version you want and don't settle. Yeah, I suppose the problem is they've already released it, but on a long enough timeline, everything gets reissued or 2.0 improved, I think. But then again, there's the argument, like, people will argue that they didn't improve the 89. But I'll have to wait until I see when I get it in. I'm still waiting on She-Hulk, both Hono Wolverines and the Boom Girl. Who's Boom Girl? What am I missing? Good afternoon, Ireland. Good morning, US. Hi, Costa. How you doing? We have a man with a blue wrench here. Careful, folks. The mods are in. Thanks very much here, Jonathan or Mike L. Thrawn's office. Kashyyyk Mike. He is many different things. 89 Batman, such a special movie. It's such a special time. The hype for that movie. The hype for that movie back then felt a lot like the hype. Yeah, that's true. I get that. Yeah. As one who doesn't hold figures 1 inch from my face, is the texturing thing a real hang-up? I get we want accuracy, but a reasonable distance. Yeah, but you could say that about anything. You could say that about anything. Like when you first see that figure and you hold it up, like, I do want it to look the way it's supposed to look. And like, you know, here, yeah, I'm a meter away and they all look great. And, you know, sometimes I stand a bit closer and you do admire what you have. And that's the whole point of it, really, part of it. So, yeah, I never really... Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. This piece... Hi, Alan. How are you doing? This piece really worth keeping, Shane. I guarantee it. Good stuff. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And I think it is... I think it'll be good. I have the 89 version 2 on PO as well. Need to score 89 Batmobile as well to pair with it. He is streaming. I will not start again, shiny. Keith Lee, 100%. That thought did cross in mind. I will be getting onto Alan, the 6-scale gallery, to see if anyone makes custom mount plates for it. Yeah, you buy module cases every day. I'm not giving up on my Bleedens. A third-party Jinx from Arcane. Cool. I don't know what that is, but thanks for telling us. Okay, I'm going to flick through this. So this is something... I should be getting this the end of September, start of October. These are the final prototype images, so these aren't the product images. I'm sure, from what I understand, I saw Jedi put a post saying that his 89 is... their reviews coming soon. I think Brother Cousins and Mafia as well. I could have had mine, but if it ships from Asia, I could be ending up paying import tax when I'm already paying VAT in it, so that was a non-runner for me. I'm going to wait and get it at the end of September, so fingers crossed everything turns out good. This is the car. It's not a car. It is the car. There's a lot of iconic vehicles from various different TV shows and various different movies. You got the A-Team van. You got the Ecto-1, the DeLorean. Multitude of different Batmobiles which are iconic in their own right, whether it's the 66 or the Tumbler or the 22. The animated version, even the 95. But this here, when I think of like iconic cars, this is for me, this is the best Batmobile. I think The Dark Knight's the best movie, but I think this is the best Batmobile. And I love Keaton as well. Now we're going to peep in the chat. No way, Keaton's the GOAT. Okay, just don't. We're all entitled to our opinion. I get that. Really looking forward to this. Probably about like 2/3 of the way through paying it off. But yeah, this is going to look spectacular in the module case. So okay, we're not even at the halfway point. We're not even at the halfway point yet. I think I kind of talked about this already. I referenced it. Like, look, this is a definition of a triple threat. Love the character Darth Vader. Love the source material original trilogy Return of the Jedi, and love this version. Not only is it Darth Vader, but you get the Sebastian Shaw head sculpt. I'm going to pair this up with a CCFL. I'm going to get onto Art 15 Custom, hopefully, and order one of their new style of lightsabers, which the USB powered ones. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I love the fact that it comes with I think this is actually, this isn't battery powered. The little, if we go back to the control panel and the boxes that light up on the belt, they're USB powered. So I'm going to power up the base, and I don't think him standing on the stairs is going to work on the Bleedin, so I'm going to use the stairs maybe with something else that I have on a floating shelf. But I think I'm going to USB power this base. If I end up using the base, I probably will. And obviously the control panels that light up, and the light up box on the belt, and then a CCFL, and just hide the wires with the cape. It should be handy enough. I like that they tried something different, but I'm not going to use this electricity effect. It just really takes me out of it. It's kind of cool, but those electricity effects also look very, very toyish. And no, don't like the look of this cape here though. Maybe it's just the way it's sitting in this photo. I don't particularly like it. I don't want to have to go get another custom cape for this, but I don't know, hopefully that's just the lighting or the way it's posed or futzed. Yeah, it looks a bit better there. I think it's just the way it's posed there. Yeah, it looks okay there. I think it looks better there when it's like actually behind the shoulders, which is the way I want to do it. This is not, I know this is not canon. He never had the lightsaber in his hands standing up like that. Like it's, but I still think it's pretty cool. Like I probably will pose him like this. I want to, like for a while anyway. That's the great thing about this. You could pose him like this, or you could put the hand on, or you could put the helmet on, or you could pose him with the hands in the belt. There's different options. Put him on the stairs, put him on the light up base. That looks incredible. I think maybe I'll pose him like this. I think the first pose, I'll pose him like this with the new CCFLs, but I think they're technically not CCFLs, the new ones that Art 15 Customs are making. That's just who I buy my CCFLs from. They're like USB power ones. They're supposed to like, he's advertising them as unbreakable, no heat, USB powered, and they don't dim. So if all that's true, it should be pretty damn incredible. So, but I haven't got one yet, so I can't comment. This is probably how I will display mine. Like this, but the first thing I'm going to do is display it like this, but exposing the head sculpt so the helmet will be off. I think that would look cool. Even though it never happened, I think that's something I'd be able to work with. Yeah, so really looking forward to this. This don't have a date when this is shipping from Lion Rock yet. But look, I have enough to be doing because, like I said, 3PO, the Inart Joker replacement sculpt, and the Kenobi Vader are on their way. This one here, I'm not going to spend too much time on. So this is the Inart Superman. I have it on pre-order. It looks incredible. I have the battle damage armored Batman that Hot Toys made, the one that they recently 2.0'd. Look, I'm not the biggest DCEU fan, but I wanted a Superman representation. I just think Cavill absolutely nails it. So, and I did like the comic that this was based on, The Dark Knight Returns. It was kind of, BVS was loosely based on that. There was scenes which they tried to directly lift, and I thought when they eventually fought, it was pretty damn cool. Like I really liked the design of that. Like it's kind of like a mechanical armored Batman suit, like, or even the way he was like gymming it up, CrossFit Batman, to kind of prepare for the fight. That kind of brief training montage, and carry the extra weight of the armored bat suit, and I thought that was pretty cool. And the way he had the trap set with him, the guns, and he had the he sourced the kryptonite to make the kryptonite spear, and also the kryptonite kind of smoke bombs. That yeah, it was kind of cool. Like, cause yeah, let's face it, like Batman versus Superman, no prep time. Like it's not a competition. Like Superman's gonna spit at him and drown him. So yeah, but look, it was pretty cool. It was well done. It was well done. And this does look incredible, to be fair. And the cape's draping really nice. I think it comes with two different versions. I think it's a drape cape and also a wired cape. I think that's a nice touch. The magnetic stand, I believe, and has some sort of a flight pole. I think the way they showed, like the way of attaching the flight pole onto his back wasn't particularly good. Kind of had to like, it was a bit like crude. You had to like zip down part of the suit. Didn't like that. Hopefully they sort that out when they release this in 2029. So yeah, again, it's hard to be hyped for this because it's so far out, and I don't know what the story with Inart is. They've just become like extra slow. Something that will be released before that Superman that I'm also excited about is this. I'm gonna check the chat. I'll keep my eyes peeled for mouths. That's funny. Sorry, I should have said I'll keep my eyes peeled and my ears to the ground for mouths. Yeah. It is a bit of a tongue twister. Fact checking here. Aston Martin DB5 is the iconic car. I'll fact check you back. That right there is what we consider an opinion, Ian. An opinion. Yeah. Which each to their own. I want to see someone root the caterpillar eyebrows he originally had from the film. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, so the Vader there, Return of the Jedi, it doesn't have eyebrows, and then I think he had pretty bushy eyebrows in the actual movie or something. I think that's the gist of it, that they missed the eyebrows on the sculpt or something. That I think I saw something about that. I love how Rogue One gave us that iconic Vader standing there with the blade ignited down by his side. That's what I think of. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Plus, as well, with the limited space, I can't really have the blade like forward. Not that you would, but like it's a pose that makes sense for the space they have. The whole training to carry the weight of the armored batsuit really went over my head until you pointed out now. I always thought he was just getting a quick pre-fight bump. That's funny. I saw him train and I thought, like, if he's gonna fight the Man of Steel, he probably should get into the gym. And like, it doesn't matter anyway because Superman would still beat him. But I think it was, they put that there probably because Ben Affleck's representation, whoever his whatchamacallit, his manager probably demanded to show off his physique because the guys for that movie, he was actually absolutely jacked. But it wouldn't make sense that if he's putting on this armored batsuit, he's gonna need to train a bit more to carry the weight of it and move and stuff like that. The Superman, I think it came out, it was put up for pre-order I think last year. I want to say like nearly a year ago. I can't remember the exact day. I think it was nearly a year ago. So I would imagine it's supposed to come out, probably slated for some time. What's it, 2024? Probably slated for some time quarter 1 or 2 of 2025. I'm guessing it'll be quarter 1 or 2 or 3 of 2026. They are very, very slow. John Wick figure still available for pre-order actually. It didn't say it wasn't. I was talking about Superman. Unless you're talking to someone else there. Hit the like button, folks, if you can. Always a genuine and open stream with Shane. Much appreciated, Ian. Much appreciated. Looking forward to having a chat with you tomorrow on the Hope Show. Right, we'll flick through some of these photos. Yeah, I don't have a John Wick. John Wick is not something that I'm like... I wouldn't say it's like my favorite movie or anything like that. It's not. But it's... In the 90s, there were so many action movies. And then I think they kind of went away for a while. Like, there was still action in movies, but it was kind of like science fiction movies or superhero movies. And of course, they have their action elements, obviously. But I think this is just a pure action movie. And I think that's something that maybe we hadn't seen before done well for a while. You know? So, like, of course, like some, like, you know, whether it's the MCU or the Dark Knight trilogy or Batman 22 or... I don't know, Inception, or like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, there's still action elements in those movies, but just a good old fashioned like a Face Off, or like, I don't know, a Van Damme movie, or Under Siege or something like that. It's a good old fashioned action movie, and I love the first one. First one's the best. But I like them all. I have to say, even like the fourth one. So they're so over the top, they're so ridiculous, but I just love it. It's almost like a first person shooter, or a third person shooter, should I say. And there's some really, really cinematic scenes, like the Dragon's Breath kind of flamethrower kind of scene in this, which was like an aerial view looking down as he walks into different rooms. Just really, really cool. Yeah, tiring almost, the amount of like violence in it to watch, but really good. And I think they've got a good version on this Keanu Reeves. I think the likeness is good. Hopefully, this is one that I think that, like, I think it's quite strong, the likeness. I do think it's quite strong. I think because of the style of his hair, this isn't their best sculpted hair. It does look very plasticky, and I get that they're made out of plastic. So, like, I'd probably give this like a really strong 8 or a 9, but it's not a head sculpt that I'm like, this is 100%. I think maybe the hair lets it down a little bit. And the hair is good, but it's just... I'm not sure if I'm explaining this very well. They're very good at sculpted hair. But and sometimes the sculpted hair is so good with Hot Toys, especially in the stuff they're doing the last year or two, that it tricks you if it's like not a close-up shot, tricks you. Is that sculpted or rooted? Like, how many times have you seen a figure teased in an announcement set of photos? So it's not the photo that they're for the figure they're announcing figure A, and in the background you see figure B that everyone wants, and it's like, is that an art send? But it's actually just really good sculpted. So I think this is good. I think the likeness is, you know, probably like an 8 or 9 out of 10. I think the sculpted hair is probably 8 or 9 out of 10, you know. So I think it's very, very good. But like, I'd be worried that this would drop down to like a 7 or 6. I hope it doesn't get Doc Ocked. Interchangeable, well, to be fair, now Doc Ock was never great. So, you know. And I have it here. It's an amazing figure, but the head sculpt with the glasses on it is from a meter away after a 6-pack. It's probably about 7. Really looking forward to this though. I'm going to scroll right to the end because I want to see everything comes. The tailoring looks great. The head sculpt, though, that's the shot. I think the head sculpts look really, really good. I prefer the kind of more messy motion hair sculpt that he has. It's cool the way he has the nunchucks as well. I want a highly detailed pattern fabric suit. Yeah, I think the tailoring looks pretty good. I don't care for the base. Those generic bases are... Unless I have to use them for whatever reason. Like if I'm doing a pose where it just needs that extra support, I really just don't use them. Especially, I like the diorama base or the environmental styles base, like a piece of a ship or something like that. Or a piece of an environment. So yeah, I've gone for the special edition on this. So you have the rifle there as a special edition, then it has a different version. They look very similar. I know they're not... They look very similar. Like, okay, I'll zoom in on this. So this is the special edition, which I have ordered. And then the rifle on the right here, what's different? The scope is a bit different. Yeah, the magazine is longer on the one on the right and short on the one on the left. I think the grip is more pronounced on the one on the left than on the right. I imagine someone in the chat is like, you know, can spot, like, they probably know the exact models of these guns, whatever. I don't know anything about guns really. So you got these two rifles. It's got a standard handgun, nunchucks, the very old vintage kind of, I think it's a 6-shooter or something like that. You got a katana, some gold coins, a rake of different hands, and a crossbow. Yeah, I would prefer a few more guns, like as in 2 handguns, or maybe even like a shotgun or something. But look, they're things that you can buy like from maybe John Wick 2 or whatever like that, or just get like, you know, custom stuff. I'm sure we'll look into that. I know that there's customizers that make 1/6 scale weapons racks and probably the weapons as well. And I just get that for behind them in case there's ever a particular weapon that I want them to use. So yeah, looking forward to that one as well. Gonna check the chat. We got like a few more tabs to go through. Gonna fly through them. Sebastian Shaw had really bushy eyebrows. That's what I remember in the theatrical release of Return of the Jedi, but when the OT was remastered, George Lucas decided to digitally remove them. Weird, man. Weird. Excited for John Wick, so is X-Men Supreme. I want a Keanu Reeves, but I'm holding out for Matrix. Yeah, same. Inart were originally supposed to do Matrix 4 Keanu, but then the movie was trash. Just awful. So no one wants it really. But then they'd mentioned the first Matrix, but they're kind of doing a lot of talking and not enough making, not enough releasing. Do you think his tie was bulletproof as well? 100%. Bulletproof tie. Looks like anime hair. Does a little bit. I wish more figures came with interchangeable hair sculpts. Yeah, good call. Longbow, not a crossbow. Apologize, I apologize. I make mistakes sometimes. I do apologize. Now, this here. The Predator franchise. #1 is my favorite. Followed by this. When I saw this straight to streaming services release, would it go straight onto Disney Plus, I think? I was like, oh, this is going to be awful. And I watched it. And I loved it. And this Predator design has really grown on me. Like, I still think that the first Predator with Arnie in the jungle is my favorite Predator movie. And the Jungle Hunter is my favorite design. That's that mask and the whole thing. Followed by this. And I know that's like a lot of people didn't care for this. I actually really... The organic mask really grew on me. And I love just the way you can see the 3 different dots, like from that kind of his targeting system. The kind of dreadies coming down behind it. The really long kind of bones, stuff like that. It has a shield as well. I got to flick through this. This is going to be a big figure. I mean, I am excited about this. Now, if they 2.0 a Jungle Hunter, because they've recently, if you remember, over the summer, Hot Toys had, or it was a Hot Toys sideshow, they did this, I think it was Hot Toys, did this like big display. And in it, you had the DX13 with a brand new base. Now, the DX13 looks the exact same and has the brand new base around it. I think they had the Keaton Batman Returns as well. I'm not sure if there was change in that. I know that the DX13 from the footage and photos I saw was like, that's the DX13. There's not that much difference there, apart from the really cool base that it comes on. And they had the Jungle Hunter. So if they go back and do the Jungle Hunter and give it proper 2.0 treatment and improve stuff on it, because that figure I imagine is showing its age, I'd probably have to pick that over this. But I gotta say, I really like this LED powered function as well. That's really ugly looking. Very well done though. So you got the mask on, mask off. It is creepy looking. Comes with a lot of stuff as well. So you got the mask, which you can take on, just reveal the face. I probably pose it mask on, and I get fusion reactors to get the little... even though it's only one dummy battery, is very cool. I haven't got it plugged in now, but I've got a little fusion reactor kit just for the eye in the DX13. DX13 is behind me. I've got to actually get that wired up. I'm waiting for the module case to come in so I can put the Batmobiles on the bottom, put the bleedings on the top, do a bit of a kind of a repose and everything, and then kind of figure out, okay, for the long term, where do I want things before wiring in. I don't want to have to wire in the one eye and the DX13 and then have to do it again in a few weeks. But this would be like that. It'd be very cool just to have that one thing lit up and just hide the cables behind him. So you can have, so the targeting system that lights up on his head. It's LED powered. You've got the mask on or mask off look. You have the interchangeable mandibles, a bunch of different... I think this thing here, like you have the shield on the right, and then to the left of the shield you have all these kind of like spikes and stuff like that. I think what you're seeing here is I think you connect these together to make that spear. So if you look, the spear that's holding it up just underneath the two images of the sculpt with the mask on and the mask off, underneath that you have him holding up the spear like that. I'm pretty sure that the first two things on the right, you have these four pieces. I think the first two things connect together to make that. That would make sense. So it has like this kind of thing on, I'm not sure what the thing is, underneath the head sculpt with the mask on, thing that he's holding in his left hand. I can't remember, I haven't seen the movie in a long time, so I can't remember what that was. They're just showing the detailing on the suit and the swap out hands and everything. Yeah, this is the tall figure as well. I think it's going to look incredible, very creepy. But yeah, looking forward to that. Right, so haven't seen Prey. What's his faceplate made of? I don't know. It's kind of, I think when I read it's kind of like organic or something. It's not like metal. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I think it looks pretty cool. It really did grow on me. We watch Prey. Watch Prey. Like, as in, the original is still my favorite, followed by Prey, and then probably after that maybe 2, and then AVP or something like that. But yeah, you really, like Alien vs Predator. I can sit down and watch it, but I'm just like, this is not good. But some of the effects, it's great to see. Like the creatures look good, and some of the fight scenes look good. But I say, it's a bit, seems to be very marketed at teenage boys. Mark Mitchell, got 2 Predators coming. Good stuff. Are they two? Are they like, Mark, is that, oh, by the way, shout out to the channel member. Is that like you bought them on the secondary market, or you got 2 Prey Predators coming? I'm still hurt that Hot Toys didn't do anything for Alien Romulus yet. Give them time. I wonder why they didn't make the chick from the movie. They just won't. I'd be very surprised if they do. I suppose it's, to start a show is Predator, it is the creature, so it makes sense that they just do that. Also, like, would she sell? I mean, I don't see people crying out for it. I've heard some people say they'd buy her if they made it, but we don't really know until if they make it, and then if they make it and it doesn't sell, I'd say they're worried that they probably know that the Predator figure is going to sell more than that. Thought she was cool though. I did quite like it. This here, I think, looks absolutely incredible. Now, I've wanted one of these red suit Joaquin Phoenix Joker for years. I had a third-party one, got it, looked at it, sold it on, really didn't like it, and I don't really mess with third-party. Even though, like, yeah, there are some good stuff out there, but this looks incredible. And yeah, I went 4-pack on this. I mulled it over for a long time. I was like, no, I'm gonna go 4-pack on this. It's expensive. It's really expensive. But I suppose if you weigh it up, It's about $1,500. I think I got it for $1,400 shipped. I can't remember offhand. Actually, have a quick check on that. What was it? 4-pack. 12.6. So I'll just tell you now. I know what I got. Hong Kong dollars. 12.6. So I'm just going to the exchange rate company. So I got it for 12,600 Hong Kong dollars. So what would that be in? So 12.6. It's not cheap. No, that's not right. I've made a mistake there somewhere, I think. I've made a mistake there somewhere because I got it cheaper than that. So maybe I'm actually... I'm not sure. I've made a mistake on my sheet here anyway. But I got it for... I looked at the other prices going and I got it for a pretty good price. So, and a deposit obviously. So this... I don't expect to see this year. That's the sad fact. Like Inart, they haven't got their Batmans out yet. I think Harry Potters are there. It's very strange. I understand the frustration. I think their products, from what I've seen, are phenomenal. Like having the rooted Inart 2-pack Joker, it does look incredible. It still catches my eye when I look at it. I have it, the purple coat version posed with the grenades. It's just, yeah, I'm on board. But like they're not without their QC issues. But then again, neither is Hot Toys. But they're just so slow. That's the main thing that is frustrating about them. So I'm waiting on the Inart Batman. This, I haven't even started waiting on this because it'll arrive when it arrives. And Dune, looking forward to Dune as well. But this looks incredible. And I like the idea of having a 4-pack because then you have the journey of Arthur Fleck. Then you have him in his day job here, which I still think looks... This is okay. It's the most honest... It's the least interesting out of the 4. But it's cool to have Arthur Fleck. Then you have this. Then the dancing version when he starts to really embrace the Joker persona. And he delves down into this madness. I like this, the diorama steps. The pill bottles there. And you have... it says Joker on the steps. That's pretty cool. A paper bag. Interesting. That looks incredible. Absolutely nailed the look of Joaquin Phoenix. There's Arthur Fleck. With the face and the hair. I really hope this turns out as good as the prototype. Because the prototype images look pretty damn good. The tiny little details as well that they have. In fairness, the Hot Toys Dio looks incredible as well. I really like that Murray Franklin show or the applause sign. I love this. This could be something that I go displaying it with. Just on that simple base that it comes. I think they added that base kind of bag as well. I just think that looks really good. Love that. Don't think it's going to fit inside a Blaleden. This looks incredible. Okay. Yeah, so that's coming home. I'm not going to talk about this guy at all because I've spoke about this on the 12th of June. I did a video on this. I spoke about it on the Hope Show Monday night. I spoke about it in the 2 videos I've made since I came back after the summer. This is incredible. This and Bane. This is my #1 most hyped announcement of this year. Bane was the #1 for last year. They're the ones I'm looking forward to the most. The Lux version's coming home. Yeah. Nearly coming to the end of the stream now. A 2-pack would have been cool. I can't remember what you're in reference to. Oh yeah, sorry. Probably the Prey and Naru. 2 Prey Predators and 15 Predators already. Wow. That's so you're all in on that line. How crazy would it be if they did the Prey line like they did Hawkeye? Yeah, that'd be strange. Well, they kind of did, I suppose. Just did it the other way around. But like, I think the star of the show really isn't Naru. It's it's, you know, the Predator really. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're really there to see. Like, but she did a good job, and I actually liked her performance and her character. That was pretty cool. I still say Inart could just have made 3 figures and had switch outs. Yeah, they could, but look, they went with the 4. Blue Tattoo, how are you? So we got 31 people watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And who are we looking for now? So yeah, look, this one here are just based on the, they just nailed the look of Scarlett Johansson here, and the artisan hair hopefully turns out like that. The Imposter Joker looks promising. I still think the hair is a bit too poofy on that, but it's definitely a lot better than their previous attempts at any sort of rooted hair. But this looks incredible. I hope this turns out exactly like the prototype. The just the sculpt itself, the paint applications, the style of the hair. I've asked Lion Rock to source this one for me, put a deposit on me. I put a deposit on it. Hopefully it comes with the gauntlet. They said they're going to try their best to get me this version, but they might have to get me a version without the gauntlet, which isn't a deal breaker because I do want it. Just going to flick through this. Everything she comes with, so the special edition, hopefully they managed to secure that for me. It comes with Iron Man gauntlet. That's from a deleted scene, but she wasn't wearing the Black Widow suit in that scene. I believe she's wearing a dress or whatever. Separate rolling eyeballs function. Refined figure body and proportions, so it's more like screen accurate and accurate. It's more like, you know, anatomically correct of her female form. Specially designed magnetic figure base. That's one of the first times where they're starting to do this with no crotch grabber. Really like that as well, because I think the crotch grabber will really just ruin the look of this, because it's a very elegant, classy looking piece. So it comes with a handgun, 2 handguns actually. I'm going to zoom in on this actually. So these are the little things that she throws, these little discs. I think they're electrocution discs. A bunch of swap out hands. 2 guns, the kind of the wire as well. I think there's a canister as well. I think that's, yeah, she some guys like running towards and she just sprays them in the eyes and pepper spray or something like that. Yeah, so this looks incredible. So just want to flick through some of these images. Yeah, just looks great. Yeah, and this was like one of those ones just on the sheer strength of the prototype. Just, yeah, definitely got me. And we're kind of nearly up to date now. And 2 more to discuss. Yeah, so look, dropped the pre-order on this. Don't particularly want to go into detail. It's the original trilogy. Chewbacca is a key character from the original trilogy. Nice touch adding the C3PO. It is absolutely overpriced, but look, what are you going to do? I think the quality is here though. I mean, you could argue that it's a figure and a half and therefore it should be a figure and a half price. There definitely is that argument here. You've also like that the wool's hairstyle on the head. There's that newly refined head sculpt, separate rolling eyeballs function, articulated jaw, and you've got like 75% of C3PO, even though it's not die-cast. I don't want it to be die-cast. It's going to fall over. Like a lot of people have said, I particularly don't really like the base. I'm not going to use it, but yeah, this is coming home. And then the first figure that I bought from Inart's, or ordered from Inart's site directly. Yeah, look, Dune 2 got me on this. It just, yeah, incredible movie. Made me appreciate the first one. Made me go and buy the book and actually read the first book. So I've read the first book and I'm going to start reading Messiah. Didn't get around to it. But head sculpt looks incredible. Rooted hair looks incredible. Still suit looks incredible. Comes with a bunch of stuff as well. So you got the knife made from a tooth of a sandworm. Got the still suit. Got the thumper. Love this. I wonder, is that wired? I can't remember if it's wired. I like the base as well. It kind of looks like that part of Arrakis. Yeah, the third movie just can't come quick enough. So I'm gonna read. Yeah, even that. Again, this is one that like I'll swap out. I'll go between the still suit with the mask and the hood and the rooted head sculpt and go between. But yeah, so a bunch of these different things. So yeah. So kind of, I can't remember, like, I used to know what all of these things were. There's one of them a compass and then one of them the kind of some form of a gun. Yeah, that's the the knife made from the tooth of a sandworm. This is backpack. A lot of stuff there. Well, actually, when you break it down, the base and the swap out hands, it's really just the stuff above the base and the swap out hands. But yeah, you got a backpack, you got the swap out head sculpt for the mask. I presume that I'm just going to zoom in on this. You got Muad'Dib. I went for Muad'Dib because I ordered directly. So you've got the kind of ninja looking head sculpt. Then you've got the mask on its own, which I presume is from putting around Paul's neck when you have the head sculpt on. Got the thumper. Yeah. Very cool. I think that's us done. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to adjust these shots before I get out of here. How far behind am I? Not very. Try 1.6 kit. Yeah, try 1.6 kit. Okay, so what's coming up in the channel? Well, obviously we got the Hope Show tomorrow night. Like I said as well, just that giveaway is taking place on the Hope Show on Monday, the 21st of October. If you want to be in with a chance to win the stuff, you got to be a channel member. We'll do some random method of selection, whether that's like, just like an internet. I'll link everyone's name, every channel member's name to a number. Maybe do a draw like that, or maybe do a mix of that and a duck race, something like that, or maybe just do a quiz or something like that. So it'll be a bit of fun. So the prizes donated from Fusion Reactors Online. They've donated not a Mark III, but a Mark III 2.0 light up kit. If you have the Mark III, you want to light it up without using the batteries and stuff, so you can keep them permanently lit up. Also, he's donated one of his lightsabers he makes. And then Luke Lights have donated $168 of store credit. So whoever wins that, I'll have to pass your email address on to Lion Rock, and you can avail of that, or something, not Lion Rock, Luke Lights, you can avail of that. And finally, the kind of main prize then, which has been dedicated very kindly from Lion Rock Toys, the TMS 070, so it's the character Axe Woves from The Mandalorian Season 2. Yeah, I'm done here, folks. Thanks for watching. If you get any sort of value, like the video, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a channel member, leave a comment if you're watching the replay. Appreciate you too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So just a shout out to the channel members here. Where were we? Yeah, I'm right here.